Hello everybody, this is Hat Creature, and today I came up with a meme build. It is not serious at all. The build is constructed entirely around the theme of Dracula. Yes, this build is it is entirely devoted and in honor of Dracula. Growing up, I watched all the Universal and Hammer films with vampires. Christopher Lee, Bela Lugosi. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I loved it. Vampires are my thing. So I wanted to make this because I obviously can. So if you decide to play this, it is not a serious build. If you want to turn this into a serious build, I would recommend changing the partial shuffle mod. Oh look, a build that actually has this horrible card. If you want to make it serious, you can change this to the infection dart. And for the deck, that's all I would personally change. Now before I go into equipment, what the theme of this is Dracula, so we obviously have Dracula as the only zombie in the deck, because it's dedicated to him. Next we have the wolf. He can change into animals, and there are also wolves in the beginning of the novel, and so this is the dog. Now Dracula has superhuman speed and strength and agility, so bam, berserker. Make him faster. And then we got regen to, symbolize his healing abilities. The guns, air cannon, and the turret, it's mostly to showcase like his supernatural powers that you can't actually do in this game. Gale Force winds. This could be telekinesis, or his ability to change the weather. Bam! Knock them off their feet with wind. This could be really anything. It's mostly a filler, damage, but showcases abilities. And then Tracker Mine so they take more damage from him because he has super strength. And then the Lockdown Trap, that I put that there because it definitely needs it. There's nothing about the novel with this. This is all just something that's related to the actual deck I'm building. The partial shuffle mod, it is actually in handy with this and the dog build for Annette that a lot of people are doing. A lot of people are using quick draw. I think they should use this. Basically, when it's in your hand, whenever you draw a card, another card is randomly replaced. And if most of your cards are just ugh, and they don't synergize with each other, it's just random cards, then the partial shuffle mod is perfect, because you don't need the quick draw anymore. It just constantly shuffles your deck every time you play a card. And if you don't really care what you're getting, then that's perfect. With Daniel, you'd be putting down your zombie, and that's mostly what you're doing. You would hope for a dart to buff him up, but if you don't, oh well. If you have a turret, go to another camera and put down a turret. If you have a dog, put your dog with your other dogs, and there will be dogs in the presets. And that's the deck itself. Now the equipment is also in honor of Dracula and vampires. He has more health, so Daniel has a chance to use the infectious zombie. It doesn't have a lot of health, so giving it health is important. Dracula's super fast, so bam, more movement speed. I don't think it works, but it's there. More damage, signifies super strength. And then I only had 1 point left, so bam, there it is. Super speed! The Tyrant, you can use the Tyrant if you want. Dracula's ultimate form. Vampire, he is a vampire. So every time you attack with your only zombies, you'd be getting health back, and that's bam, vampire. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why didn't I use this? Why aren't I using Bloody Fangs too? Now, you could use this. Definitely. If you want to use this build, and you want to use this, go for it. I don't think there's any room for it in the deck, because I'm trying to do symbolism, but also make it even possible to play. I mean, if you want to do pure symbolism, keep this, and replace this with Bloody Fangs 2. And that's 5 points. This is 7, so 5, 6, 7. Without this, you'd have an extra... Wait, what? 5, 6, and 2. And then without this, you'd have an extra 3 points, and you can choose anything you want. Oh, look at that. A little bit of health. But I wouldn't recommend doing that. But that's why I'm not using the Bloody Fangs, because you definitely need health, as Daniel. If you're going to be playing Daniel, if you're going to be controlling zombies, you need health, especially with a zombie that only has 800 health to start off with. On with the build. Endurance, because it's Daniel. You need it. Now, you might be thinking that these two zombies just destroy the theme. No, it goes with it. This is the dealer. It's a woman. She's awesome. She can drain people of their money every time she hits them. This is the bride of Dracula, right there. And if and with Clone, I didn't even mention Clone. With Clone, you can put in 2 of them. Bam! That's the brides of Dracula right there, in line with the theme. And then Yorick in Area 2. You can classify that as Renfield, Dracula's delusional servant that offs himself. Oh wait, no, he didn't off himself. Dracula killed him. Yeah, he killed him. Never mind. Or Yorick is actually Dracula in disguise, because that's what happens in the beginning of the novel. Dracula disguises himself as the coach driver. Bam! Dracula disguises himself as a security guard for no reason. In Area 3, you have the armored zombie. Now, this could be anything. This could be Dracula in disguise. It could be, once again, Renfield, the delusional servant, and he's armed up to the teeth with armor, ready to protect his master. And that's the theme of the Dracula build. You know, super strength, super speed. The Dracula costume. If you don't have the Dracula costume, you can't do this. You can totally make a Frankenstein one, but that'd be totally different. Now, also, really important, if you're going to be playing this, even if you're Daniel, you need a map preset. You need presets dedicated to this weird build if you even want to, you know, continue in line with the theme. And your theme when playing is that the survivors are breaking into your home. They're breaking into your castle to destroy the legendary Count Dracula. Now, of course, that's also Castlevania, but I'm not doing that. I'm doing Dracula. Now, the presets, now, of course, they have to be in line with the theme. So I'm going to Casino, because that's like my favorite map, apparently. Dogs. So dogs. Of course, dogs. Why are the dogs there? You don't have an infection dart, so you can't infect them. And if you put in the infection dart, then you'd have to get rid of something. And I already said, you can get rid of the partial shuffle mod if you don't have it. You probably don't have it, but if you do, you can get rid of that in order for the infection dart, and then infect your dogs. Super important. So the dogs are basically there to, you know, distract the survivors. And if you have Berserk right off the bat, Berserk those dogs, so they're harder to hit, so they run faster. And they're mostly a distraction, to distract the survivors, slow them down just a teensy bit, so you can put down Dracula somewhere on the map, and then buff them up. They're breaking into your home, man. Do something about it. And then, I have liquors. I definitely have liquors in my presets. There's no justifying this in the novel at all. That's Castlevania. The liquors are basically, you know, Dracula has a whole bunch of different monsters and creatures in the Castlevania game, so that's basically the little, like, lenience towards the Castlevania theme If you want to make this a Castlevania theme, go for it. I'm doing the Dracula one. But that's what the liquors are there. They're there. And they're also meant to distract and, you know, back up the dogs. Because the dogs don't do much, especially if they're not infected. And then, you know, Area 3, more dogs. The dogs are really there to distract the survivors. They're not meant to hurt them. They're there to get in the way of the survivors. This many dogs, that's a lot of dogs. With them running around, if they manage to run around, they're in the way. They're partially body blocking the survivors from moving forward because they're constantly running in front of them, running to their sides, partially blocking their movement. And that's why they're there, to distract them and slow them down just a little bit. And if they get off some hits, awesome. And with the tracker mine, you can put the tracker mine down in the middle of the dogs, and then maybe they'll run into the tracker mine. Or maybe someone will have a flamethrower and kill all your dogs instantly. Or throw a grenade. Your dogs might just feed them time. That's quite possible. But you never know. From my tests in the testing grounds, this build is strongest in Area 3 because of the mass amount of dogs you can put down. You know, put regen on them, put berserk on them. The mass amount of dogs there, and with the only 3 creatures you have, the zombies, putting them down in the mix, it's a lot of chaos. It's a beautiful spectacle once you get to Area 3. You know, dogs, and then that's a lockdown trap. That one trap down there is a lockdown. That's the well, you know what that does. Those are actually one liquor and 2 dogs. I used to put 2 liquors in this room, but the liquors spawn slowly. They don't spawn fast enough when the map starts. So I put the dogs there, and the liquor there, you know, something to charge forward at the survivors, and something to buff up. You'll definitely have the dealer, so you can put the dealer with them, but you need to set up. And so you need the survivors to move forward towards you in order to use Daniel effectively. They need to move towards you, because if you go towards them and you're not a tough zombie, you'll most likely go down before you get some hits in. And then Area 3. Those are all dogs. There's one liquor all the way in the back. That backest most purple skull is a liquor. Let's see. Research facility. Oh yeah, right here. Reset 4. That is an infectious zombie and the liquor. So if you get to research facility, or if I get to research facility, that is one infectious zombie, which is Dracula, and the liquor. So I can just buff them right there. I can put down some mines. I'm all set to go. I'm ready. They ain't getting into my house before they get through me. I'm the gatekeeper. And then Area 2, I have some lockdown traps, and one liquor. I find that depending on the Yorick spawn, I forget the liquor's even there, because I don't get to buff them up. But I put the liquor in that particular spot because of space. The liquor needs a runway, but the liquor also needs a clear runway. I'm going to show you real quick. Area 2. Okay. He used to be right here. I used to put him right here. And then he'd run all the way right here. Now, yes, he can run along this. Super easy, but when he attacks, he lunges. Now, if someone's right here, and he's right here running, he might lunge over here, or he might lunge and get stuck here or go over there. It's really awkward for his lunges. That's why I put him over here. Yes, there are some tight corners and tight spaces, but the difference is that he'll also be in a tight space right here. So if he can run over here and then make a lunge through the door, it's a straightaway. It's a straight lunge from the door. Same thing over here. I mean, he might be over here then lunge towards the door, but that's okay because the door is a door. They're in that tiny little space facing the liquor, and if he does it fast enough, they'll get hit. And once he goes into here, this is a tight spot. He'll have trouble. But here's a straightaway. 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 Big area. But that's why the liquor's there. So I usually forget about him, to be honest, because you know York spawns here, he spawns here, he spawns here, there, and my liquor isn't anywhere near those spaces. I could put my liquor here, yeah, sure. But I'm not gonna set up in this room. I just don't. It's way too close. I prefer setting up in this room because it's smaller. And then area 3. Oh, one of those dogs. Yeah, dogs. Dogs and a liquor. Very important. You need to back up your creatures with your zombie, or you can look at it as they're backing you up. But anyway, this is the Dracula build. They're breaking into your home, and you're trying to do something about it. You're trying to stop them from, you know, putting a stake through your heart. Or they're gonna get through your entire home. They're gonna break in through the front gates in Area 1. They're gonna try and unlock your tomb in Area 2. And then your sacred sarcophagi, your sacred coffins that hold whatever you want it to be. Maybe the biocores hold your soul that's trapped. Maybe they hold your brides, and you don't want them touching your women. Could be anything. But that's the theme, that's the fantasy. And then once they break all 3, then they're trying to escape. They destroyed your castle. They defeated the Great Dracula, and they're trying to escape, but you can try to stop them from escaping. That's the theme. You're Dracula. You're powerful. And one cool thing about the Dracula costume is that that's one Dracula. Oh my god, are you serious? Are you serious? There. That's one Dracula. That's Blackula. That's an awesome film series, by the way. If you've never seen the film series Blackula, go check it out. It's really good. It's blaxploitation, but it's really good. It's a beautiful series. And there's Nosferatu. And there's Nosferatu again because he's bald. And there's an ugly dude. A different Nosferatu. Nice. It can be any Dracula. A whole bunch of different actors play Dracula, and you get to play as all of them. Bam. And yeah, I don't have the Frankenstein costume for the Butcher. That's definitely a build you can do for the tough zombie. I'm really excited for that when I get it. But that's it. The phone's ringing, but that's the build. Let me know if you try it. Let me know if you enjoy it. I'll try to have a build out video soon. Anyway, have a great day.